What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got some absolutely brilliant duels for you guys to check out, showing you what Gem Knights can do, despite the fact that, well, over the last 2 years, I mean, let's be real, they've been kind of smacked around by the F and L list, whether it be Master Diamond going to 1, which that was actually because of Gem Knights, or maybe it was a card like Brilliant Fusion, one of the strongest cards in the entire archetype, going to 1 as well. That was really not because of them. That's because so many decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Even Thunder Dragon were getting in on the Brilliant Fusion action, but Gem Knights have gotten a little bit of indirect support, and because of that, you know, they now have the ability to search Block Dragon, which is kind of like a Gem Knight card at this point. It's just so strong, despite the fact that this hand has no Gem Knights in it. All of these cards, well, not all of them, but Bunny and Unexpected Eye can facilitate Gem Knight monsters getting on the board. So let's go ahead and show you guys our first duel. This is going to be the Gem Knight FTK, which is still 100% possible in the TCG. Couple of Predator plants on board. Even though Rescue Rabbit was not the normal summon, if you make Saryuja Scourge Red, Rescue Rabbit can be special summoned from that using the copy of, well, actually, what am I talking about? You don't even need to use Saryuja. You can just get the extra normal summon off of Seraph Knight. Here's one of the indirect support cards. You go for Granite Loyalist, which is going to be in Chaos Impact. This card will be ran in Gem Knights because Rescue Rabbit is a 1-card Granite Loyalist. Then you can just get Block Dragon to your hand. Eventually, you will be able to just summon it from your hand, and then when it hits the graveyard, you get a whole bunch of like searches. You can summon it from the graveyard. The card is just absolutely ridiculous. Summons my favorite Gem Knight monster, obviously Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. It's so crazy. A lot of people don't really know that I like Gem Knights, but I have like every single one of the cards. I even have stuff like Absorb Fusion from Clash of Rebellion from when they were in Yu-Gi-Oh! Art V. Anyways, he's gonna drop the Lazuli. Probably going to activate the effect as he has so many special summon monsters on field. No, it looks like Saryuja is going to be used first just to maximize that damage. And then it looks like he might go for, yeah, okay, Master Diamond is going to be dropped. There's your effect for Lapis Lazuli. Then he's going to activate the effect of the Master Diamond. And then it's pretty much just, can you get one more Lapis on the field? You should be able to just burn your opponent. Goes for Cloud Castle. This is an interesting kind of way of going about this. But you know what? Actually, you didn't need to summon the other copy of Lapis Lazuli. I don't think I've ever seen this. Summons Master Diamond back from the graveyard with Cloud Castle. That's actually ingenious because, you know, these cards are not hard once per turn. So that allows him to once again activate the Master Diamond effect. I mean, who would have thought about that? Going for a synchro play in a fusion deck to facilitate your OTK. That was actually quite brilliant, if I don't say so myself. I'm not going to make any more brilliant puns. Anyways, the second duel is not going to be the FTK. This is what you go for if, I don't know, maybe your opponent activated something crazy like Null Nun or something. If you weren't able to do basically enough effect damage to kill your opponent, this would probably be your next plan of action, going for a whole lot of lockdown. And really, this could be, you know, a type of play that could shut down a lot of meta decks. Going for Granite Loyalist again. I feel like it's going to be a card that Gem Knight players are just going to always go for because facilitating Block Dragon is just way too important. Sets up for my Lady Brilliant Diamond play. And then he is going to use, you know, one of the new Link monsters coming out of Rising Rampage, the Apollousa, the Bow of the Goddess. And this basically just gives you monster negation. He will have spell and trap negation for days with this play, but the one thing that he would be lacking is the monster negation. So Apollousa just gives you that monster negation. You've got Barkion to stop the impermanences, which probably already would have happened, but stops the evenly match. You have Naturia Beast to stop any spell cards your opponent wants to use. In addition to that, you also can, you know, you can have your number 38 suck up one of your opponent's spells and potentially stop one of their attacks if they want to try to run into one of your monsters that's like less than 2,500 attack. What I love about this play is not only do you get Lady Booty Diamond, but she is her full on 3,400 attack. She's not just some by something like Brilliant Fusion and, you know, she's 0 attack or anything like that. She is an all-world beater, and she does just, you know, she's a card that can do that work. So obviously the Six Samurai guy, he has absolutely no chance of being able to play. You can see all the spell cards in his hand. They're just going to constantly get negated. He'll probably throw down the Kageki at some point. That will simply be negated by Apollousa, and he won't be able to pretty much do anything. Even got Diagram, but sorry, bro. You can just keep activating these effects. Ain't none of them going to resolve, and that is going to be an easy. He can just run into the monsters at this point. Is he going for flex here? I mean, you don't need to activate Crystal Rose. You already have game on board. Stop flexing on this guy and just kill him already. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed those short duels. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Gem Knights out here still causing problems. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.